So Bitcoin is sitting at 67,370, and it made multiple attempts at its resistance of $68,000, which it needs to go and start living above it, but it is not able to break above it and start living there. If you hear sounds, it's my cat. As long as it is not able to break 68, our support is at 65. We will pretty much continuously rely on the support of 65. And of course, if it goes back towards 65, things can get bearish again, just because of the fact it will create a double top, something that I must have discussed previously as well. But it really depends whether it breaks the neckline or not. And of course, the neckline is at $65,000. If it breaks below 65,000, then this double top will deliver, and then we will be testing our only area that is left untested when we started our rally, and that is 61,600. I call it 62 because that's the area, and then there will be a wick towards 61,600, and then it will start flying from there. It was really unfortunate that when this overall rally started, it didn't bother testing it. It was just on an upward journey. It didn't bother coming down. Now, if it comes down all the way from there, it will pretty much end up here. It will take away 90% of its overall movement that it has done from 58,900 to 69,500. It is not something that people would like. But that is too early to talk about, because we have several lines of supports for Bitcoin, and it is not going to be that easy for Bitcoin to come down. That is the worst case scenario that I'm discussing with you right now, and it's not an important area to test to begin with. Yes, if it goes to 61,600, the 62K area, it is identified, it makes sense, but it's not necessary. It's not important for it to go there. We have our psychological support at 65. So far, it is holding very well. Bitcoin, the rest of the coins are bleeding, but Bitcoin is not. It's not bleeding as badly as the rest of the market. And if we talk about the actual TA support, the neckline of the overall two double bottoms, the smaller double bottom and the bigger double bottom, that is also at 64. So there are a series of lines of support for Bitcoin to hold on to instead of going and crashing. So I have already shown you this on a smaller double bottom and on a larger double bottom. We have this neckline at $64,000. So we have a strong line of support. Going towards 61,600 would make market bleed dramatically bad, and it would be more of a news-based event rather than just slow bleeding. Something bad needs to happen for us to go and test that area. Otherwise, I will pretty much rely on my 65. I would rely on the $65,000 as long as that holds. I would expect it to go towards 68, break it and sustain it. The only problem that right now we are facing with Bitcoin is that it is not able to break and sustain. And that's why on a smaller time frame, on an hourly, if you look at it, it is a double top that it has created. And of course, there is a neckline for the break of it, and that is at 67. If it loses 67, then it is going to go towards 66,500, and it's going to bleed. And I mean, the overall bleeding will start. This is a double top. Of course, the confirmation hasn't happened, so we can't say that double top is in action, but the neckline is at 67. If it breaks 67, then you can start talking about its journey again towards 65. As long as it continues to hold on to this area of 67 and is not bleeding below 67, you can expect it to go up towards 68 and this time break 68. The only problem that we have right now is just the weekend. On weekend, volume is low, so generally it is hard to push things up and sustain it, but we have seen it happening, so maybe this time it will happen again.